Shalom, it's me, that is Zion.
And Adonai 720.
And we are coming to you with episode 4 of Righteous Reaction. And this title is From Good Works to
Wicked Spirits.
Wicked Spirits. All right, family. So we're going to do something a little different on tonight's episode, okay? And if it goes well with you, public, we're definitely going to keep doing more things. So y'all let us know if you like this, okay? So we're going to go ahead and insert some good, positive news, okay? And then we're going to follow it up with some, unfortunately, wicked behaviors, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and view our positive clip.
But then it turned into a very scary situation. A woman came face to face with a man with a bat before two men took him down, and a security camera captured it all. ABC 24's Ezekiel Telemaco joins us now. Ezekiel, you talked exclusively with the victim and the customers who came to her rescue. Is that right?
Yep. So it's a pretty crazy story, honestly. And this happened at Ellie's laundromat on South Pauline Street, and it started when workers banned a man from the property, and then it took a violent turn when he attempted to come back.
I was drying and washing his clothes, and he told me that I didn't even be on my phone. And I was like, huh? I didn't understand what he was saying at first because I didn't hear him. So I was like, huh? And he was like, you don't need to be on your phone. I was like, why not? He was like, because he was washing his clothes or something. And I was like, okay. And then he had left.
Hendricks says she thought that was the end of it, but minutes later, police say Joseph Leak came back, and this time he was yelling at customers and swinging an orange baseball bat. That's when two customers, Donald Young and Reginald Harris, stepped in.
I was glad I was able to hold him down instead of shoot him, because we have enough of that going on in the city, and I think it portrays the city in a negative light.
Harris says he never came to the laundromat expecting to be a hero, but he thinks it's everyone's responsibility to help each other.
I didn't come in here to be a hero. I came here to wash clothes. But I think you need to interact where you see a need. And it's everybody's job to do that in the community. That's what made Memphis what it was.
And while many are calling him courageous, Harris says his heart is with both the victim.
You want to go ahead and bring on precept, or you want me to go ahead?
Yes, your positive precept. Go ahead, baby.
So I'm coming first, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from Isaiah chapter 1, verse 17.
Ooh.
It states, learn to do good.
Okay.
Devote yourself to justice. Aid the wrong. And this brother here came to this sister rescue and aid the wrong. You see what I'm saying? Because Buddy came back with a bat.
Yes.
Then it furthermore states, uphold the rights of the orphan, defend the cause of the widow. And like we just seen, y'all. We seen him in here. He defended his lady.
Absolutely.
But it came back with a bat. He looked like he opened a bus across the head, you know what I'm saying? Because she was on her phone.
Good.
It's crazy.
And I would like to state that we don't know, if personally she is a widow. We don't know that. However, with her being alone without anyone that she is familiar with to protect her in a case like this, we would think that with her being in this situation to herself, you could look at her as being a widow in that sense, okay? Because she didn't have a male figure that she has close to her to come and protect her. Yeah.
That's about right.
All right.
Let's get back to the video.
And the suspect.
A lot of people say, well, he's this, he's that. But you know what? My heart goes out to him, too, because I don't want to read about him dead, and I don't want to read about her dead either. I'm tired of seeing that go on in our city. And like I said, we can talk about it or we can do something about it.
Harris says he hopes this moment helps remind people of what Memphis used to stand for.
Back in the day, if they saw you, you know what I'm saying, people intervened. And they even told your parents. There was a thing called pride. There was a thing called morality. And I think that needs to return back to this city.
Yeah, and because of these heroic acts, Hendricks wasn't hurt, and Leak is being held at the Shelby County Jail on aggravated assault, criminal trespass, and burglary charges.
Yeah, it's definitely good that those customers had those quick thinking to step in and save the situation. Now, I do want to ask you, how long did it take for the police to get there?
Yeah, according to the victim that I spoke to, about 8 minutes, which is a pretty long time. So they did apprehend him, and they were able to hold him down until the police came and had their tasers out. And, thank God. put them away.
Yeah, 8 minutes is definitely a good response time, but 8 minutes can feel like a long time when you're in a compromising situation like that.
Absolutely.
All right, great reporting, Ezekiel. Thank you.
Okay, family. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into my precept, and that is going to come from Psalms 82, verse 3 through 4. And it states, defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the land of the wicked. So this directly aligned with this attacker attacking a young woman, and the other gentlemen jumped in to help save her. So yes, you can actually use Psalms to include other precepts specifically for this good deed that we've seen today. Now, I want to say one little thing right quick. 8 minutes is too long.
It's way too long.
Too long. You saw how he said 8 minutes, that was a long time for the police to respond, and then the other lady, she was like, no, 8 minutes is really a good response time.
That's a
no,
long
it's not.
time, bro.
We got to go ahead and correct
eternity.
that because this is a good deed video, so we're going to correct that mishap that she said. Your turn, babe.
So furthermore, I'll be jumping to Proverbs chapter 24, verses 11 through 12. It states, if you refrain from rescuing those taken off death, silica. If you refrain from rescuing those taken off to death, those condemned to slaughter, if you say we knew nothing of it, surely he who phantoms heart will discern the truth. He who watches over your life will know it, and he will pay each man as he deserves.
Okay.
As you say, this man did a very good deed, you know what I'm saying? Running down on these dudes, rescuing this lady, because like we don't know what would happen. He could have busted her head open with that thing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely.
And then my next one that I got, if you ain't got no more to say, you got it.
Oh, no.
Okay. So I guess I'll be ending it with this Proverbs chapter 31, verses 8 through 9. It states, speak up for the dumb, for the rights of all the unfortunate. Speak up, judge righteously, champion the poor and the needy. And guess what? She was poor and needy and needing that help.
Absolutely.
Like I say, Buddy from the swing that little back thing he had, like he ready to take her head off just because she was on her phone, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and that's what I was gonna say too. Like, how can you be in the headspace to even think that you're gonna go to a laundromat and tell someone that they're talking on the phone, whether it be loud or not, and let them know they need to get off the phone? What you want to do? You want to listen to the clothes spin in the dryer? Like, what's the point? Why even say that? It's a lot of people that be on their phone, you know what I'm saying, in public situations. However, what I will say now is the whole being on your phone type of situation. Sometimes I do it and I lose track of where I'm at and what I'm doing because I'm not paying attention to my surroundings. Right. Now, that is something that you definitely get on me about. So, yeah, you could try to like be on your phone, but be aware. Don't be on your phone and then not being aware, and then somebody walk up on you telling you shouldn't be on your phone and stuff like that because you don't know what that person's thinking. Because that might be a trigger for somebody. You don't know, but that's weird in the same sense.
He follows in he probably had, you know what I'm saying, some kind of psychological issues with him.
Yeah, no demons was on that man.
He ran down like that, but
yeah, they were definitely on him. But we do thank these two ox for being involved and being able to rescue this woman when she didn't have anyone that she knew personally to do that. So kudos to you guys and thank you for doing that. So
good job,
without
fellas.
further ado, you want to jump into this?
Next video, you know what I'm saying, it's the other side to experience, you see what I'm saying? So this next video, it's gonna be very, 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 you know what I'm saying, spoken graphically about this spiritual delusion that this woman was in. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying, it's fresh news that I know a lot of y'all haven't seen. So we're finna go ahead and get into it. Okay. Let's get it.
The tragic story in Tuscarawas County that our team has been following for you since the weekend.
A father and a 4-year-old child are dead, while their wife and mother is in a mental health facility. This is a story that has raised a lot of questions.
What?
And today the sheriff trying to provide some answers to this tragedy. News 5's Nadine Abusada was there covering this story for you. Joins us now live outside the sheriff's office. Nadine, what have we learned?
Well, Katie, Damon, the sheriff's office is describing this as an unusual tragedy. They say the mother was in mental crisis, specifically spiritual delusion. And after talking to her family, they learned that there were incidents in the past, but harm was never a part of the discussion until now. This was the scene that first raised concern. A 911 call came into the sheriff's office Saturday morning after a mother, along with her 3 teenage children, crashed a golf cart into Atwood Lake.
There were actually people, according to witnesses, chasing the lady, the golf cart, through the grass, yelling at her to hit the brakes because they thought it was, careening out of control.
But as the story began to unfold, investigators realized something was off about this crash.
The first witness that arrives to help is asking the woman, does she need help up? And he tries to help, and she suggests to him not to help her, to just pray for her.
Rewind a few hours. Deputies say the family of 6 who belonged to the Old Order Amish Church were spending the weekend at Atwood Lake to relax. But early Saturday morning, the mother and the father went to the lake, where the sheriff says they were performing tasks for God.
Some of them were bizarre. Some of them were just swimming exercises. The most bizarre was that God told her to allow herself to be swallowed by a fish.
The couple returned to their camper, but the husband, disappointed in his performance, decided to...
Now, she done said that Yah told her to allow herself to be swallowed by a whole fish. So she thought she was Jonah. Is that what that is? She wanted to be out there in the well, running from demons, apparently.
Because
she thought she could be saved.
I told you that something about some cult stuff, man. I knew this, man. Another cult being exposed. Amish cult.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You know that you don't sit there and say, "Y'all told you to do this and the third."
Nah.
That's craziness.
And she spoke presumptuously in her name.
Right.
Wow. You know that probably deserved to die.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
To go back to the lake alone.
He took his clothes off to attempt to swim out to prove his faith and likely drown accidentally.
That was the last time the husband was seen. Hours later, the sheriff says the mother took her 4-year-old in the golf cart towards the lake.
She began to express more that she had thrown the child in the water to give that child to God.
The sheriff's office says she then returned and...
Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this first precept.
Wait. So she's sacrificing the demons on Shabbat too at that.
Look, let me get to my precept. Wow. Leviticus 18:21 says you want to go ahead and tell people it is family. Listen to me. Don't listen to him right now. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy Elohim. I am Yah. Okay? Now what did she do? She did exactly what I just said. He said, don't do. She said, forget the husband. He gone. Let me go get the 4-year-old baby and let me run you right into the daggone weather because you told me to do it.
So he drowned himself for a test of faith.
A test of faith. But the dad can't praise Yah. So how you going to how's that a test of faith? How's that a test of faith? And then Leviticus told you you don't give your kids over there through the fire to Molech. So what you think? Whenever you is making a sacrifice, family, please keep in mind you are offering your children, sometimes yourselves, to Molech. You're doing it. Yah, he don't want no human sacrifice at all. Okay? Because what do we know from Genesis? What did Abraham do? He chose to prove his faith to Yah because Yah was testing him. And once again, Yah will test you. And what did Yah do? He stopped him and said, look up and you see that ram over there cutting the wood? Go get that. Don't sacrifice your son. Okay? So yes, Yah was testing him. But also, family, you have to keep in mind that Yah is not going to allow you to sacrifice people. He ain't going to do that. So y'all need to get that out your daggone mind. Children's sacrifices are forbidden. And in your own soul, you try now. That's what's that called?
What?
When you try to offer yourself.
Excuse me, silicon. That's we're gonna say unalive because
unalive.
Unalive. Try to strike you for saying that type of word.
Yeah, unalive. Okay, don't y'all be out here unaliving yourselves and your kids. You got something?
Yeah, I definitely got some. Leviticus chapter 20, verses 2-3. Because the laws of the Torah is for all, Israelites and the strangers. So let's get it. Say further to the Israelite people, among the Israelites or among the strangers residing in Israel, who gives any of his offspring to Molech, shall be put to death. The people of that land shall pelt him with stones. So guess what? Instead of these people, you know what I'm saying, was really trying to help them, they should have got a bucket full of stones, start pelting her right then, you know what I'm saying? Because she just wild out, bro.
They probably ain't around those stones.
She just wild out.
They could have done. They should have took them golf balls. Something.
They followed the law because, you know what I'm saying, she was sacrificing. But she ain't do it to fire, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the New Testament. They want to use water. So, I'm saying, so they use, you know what I'm saying, this biblical.
I thought he was going to walk on it.
Yeah.
Test his face. Okay.
You found out wrong, but and verse 3, and I will set my face against that man and will cut him off from among his people, because he gave his offspring to Molech, and so defiled my sanctuary and profaned my holy name. How you gonna say in the name of whatever name they claiming, and she, you know what I'm saying, threw the baby in the water, you know what I'm saying, for a test of faith. Making them doing all kind of crazy, bizarre, like the officer said, bizarre. And what was crazy about it in the beginning of this video, the lady said Leah was inside a spiritual delusion.
Yeah, and that's what
they tried to mix it with mental health, then say spiritual delusion. No, it's gonna be either or, you know what I'm saying? She was in spiritual delusion because, you know what I'm saying, they sacrificing the demons and they ain't supposed to be doing that. You know what I'm saying?
I think she tried to cover it up with the whole mental health thing because these news people, they know what's going on.
Yeah, they know exactly what was going on.
Trying to keep y'all away from the correct terminology for what is happening out here in the world, which is very much spiritual delusion.
Very.
Picked up her 15-year-old daughter to perform similar tasks in the water, then did the same with her 18-year-old twins.
What?
When the children completed the task to their mother's satisfaction, investigators believe she had plans to go back to the lake.
And she drove around the lake erratically, praying a couple places. It's our understanding that she then heard the voice again telling her to drive into the lake.
Teens and their mother survived the crash. After a 2-day search, the 4-year-old and the father were found in different parts of the water.
They located the male 53 yards off the end of the dock on the bottom of the lake. And the divers are both telling me in both cases that the bodies were completely rested on the bottom of the lake.
Now, the mother is in a mental health facility, as you heard earlier, and for the children, they are with extended family. The sheriff's office also told us that the mother is expected to be charged with aggravated murder and possibly other charges to follow. Now, the family and the church did release a statement. I'm not going to read all of it, but to summarize, they thank law enforcement for their involvement, and they say they have been working with this family through their challenges, and they also received professional help in the past, writing that this does not reflect their teachings or beliefs, but is instead a result of mental illness. With all of that being said, still truly a tragedy. For that full statement, you can find it on our website, guys. It's just a storyline and a tragedy that you would never expect to hear, but it breaks your heart learning all the details.
Oh, it's just really difficult listening to the sheriff describe all of that. Nadine, a difficult story. We thank you for your reporting on this, keeping us updated.
Wow.
Okay. Family, turn your life to Deuteronomy 12, verse 31. Okay, Deuteronomy 12, verse 31. All right, now, and it states, thou shalt not sow unto Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, thy Elohim, for every abomination to Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, which he hateth, they have done unto their gods. For even their sons and their daughters, they have burnt in the fire to their gods. Okay, so family, what you need to take from that is Yah does not want you to worship him in the same manner that you worship these false pagan deities.
Right.
Okay, he don't want you to do that. All right, so you can see how the Amish church tried to clear themselves from this situation right here, right? By saying it's not what they practice. However, family, if they're in both parts, okay, if they're in disrespectfully, OT, and NT, then technically what they are doing, they're mixing doctrines,
Right.
One to be true and one to be completely false, and they're mixing it all together, and they're using the NT over the Torah because they feel like the laws are done away with, right? So they're going to take everything from the NT and have it implemented in their religion to have them be out here thinking that they could sacrifice their children to include themselves to that God from the NT. Okay? So, once again, family, you cannot worship Yah in the same manner that you do that for other fake gods, okay? Because Yah will never tell you to sacrifice a living being to please him and to honor him. There's no honor in that. The only thing you need to sacrifice is your disobedience, okay?
Right.
That's it.
But you already know I'm gonna put the belt to with this law.
Get deal.
So, family, we're gonna go to Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 10 through 12. So this message right here is going straight to this Amish community. Verse 10 states, let no one, scripture said, I'm gonna say it again, let no one be found among you who consigns his son or daughter to the fire, or who is an augur, a soothsayer, a diviner, a sorcerer, one who casts spells, or one who consults ghosts or familiar spirits, or one who inquires of the dead. And guess what, family? This family that did all these sacrifices, and
they
also
did everything in there.
Also said they right, and it was, and also they said it was Saturday, so they did all this on Shabbat. So they gave human sacrifices on Shabbat. So this is clearly in HD, y'all. Y'all should know right then that the Amish community is a Baal PR code, straight up. No person in their right mind is going to sacrifice no humans, their children, especially none of that.
Shabbat.
And then they say the husband jumped in the water, stripped down, butt booty naked.
He exposed his nakedness.
Then jumped in the water. It just laid back, you know what I'm saying, and drowned himself because he felt like he fell. You know what I'm saying? Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is crazy.
Well, hold on now, since you went over there, I'm going to go ahead and go to Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 31. Okay? And it states, and they have built the high places of Tophet to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not. Neither came into my heart. Now, family, this woman done said that God told her to do that.
Y'all told us. She said that.
Did not tell this woman to do that. Because what did he specifically say? He said it never came into my heart. He never thought of, I'm going to tell my people who want to worship and praise me to go burn yours so you can show me that you got loyalty to me. He didn't say that at all. He never commanded it, and he never told you it. So, once again, she violating everything. Every daggone thing. You got another one before I jump into my next one.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 16 and 17.
Come on with it.
They incensed him with alien things. That was those sacrifices she was doing around the lake and praying in different places, the bizarre moves she was doing. You know what I'm saying? That's alien to y'all. See what I'm saying? That's alien, right? It say, vexed him with abominations. Now, the abomination to sacrifice your little child, and you encouraged, you know what I'm saying, your husband to sacrifice himself for the family, you know what I'm saying, to the demons.
Come on.
So, verse 17. They sacrifice to demons, no gods they never known. Listen, I don't know who they was praying to. They didn't know this. We didn't know this. Nobody know this. So
nobody know them people.
What Elohim power they was calling to? I don't know. So it got to be a demon.
Come on now.
Right? It's a new ones who came but lately. So that's them Johnny come lately guys. You know what I'm saying?
Just like how the leather drink was invented after.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a who stirred not your father's fears. So I know Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was not scared.
They were not afraid of these false gods.
That demon that she sacrificed.
Come on now. All right, so we're gonna go a little bit somewhere else different, okay, than what we normally do. We're gonna go to Amos, chapter 1, verse 13, okay? And it says, thus said, your head, wide, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have ripped up the woman with child of Gilead, that they might enlarge their border. Which means, family, Ammon, the nation associated with Moab, committed violence against children. This is connected to their idol worship and cruelty, family. Right. So this whole thing, once again, they done and how they serve, whatever they serve, family, is a form of Baal.
Facts. That's all. It's big Baal worship.
Big Baal party. At the golf course.
They no different from the Mika Israel cult, the Hula and Mitchell cult.
Keep on naming. Is it Yaju Judah?
Yeah, Yaju Judah. David E. Taylor, apostle who just got exposed, right? The 2x2 cult.
Come on.
Aloysius, you know what I'm saying? Who, you know what I'm saying? Recording people.
The voice.
You know what I'm saying? The voyeurism. Yeah, so it's too many, you know what I'm saying, quotes out here, but often they come from Proverbs, you know what I'm saying? Chapter 106 of Mind Zone.
All right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put that belt to him.
Put it on him.
Verse 36 through 38. You ready?
Yes, I am.
They worship their idols, which became a snare unto them. And we don't know what idol that she had around her with her by that lake.
We don't know.
We don't. That was a snare to her. She snared the other daughter, do these tasks to show your loyalty. And he did it. The 18-year-old child jumped in the water and did everything his mama said. Boom. So how can they let a woman see? This is what's crazy as a woman. So this is Jezebel, you know what I'm saying, Ruah. You know what I'm saying? Because she encouraged the males and the children to do things, you know what I'm saying, against y'all. A whole bunch of abominable things. Next scripture, verse 37, it say their own sons and daughters they sacrifice to demons. As y'all seen, family, in this video, this female sacrificed her children to demons. Verse 38, they shed innocent blood, and she said her own family innocent blood. You know what I'm saying? She shed her child blood, and she shed it, her husband's blood, you know what I'm saying, in the lake. You know what I'm saying? Polluted everything. They shed innocent blood, the blood of their sons and their daughters, whom they sacrificed to the idols of Canaan. So the land was polluted with blood guilt. So y'all already know right now. So that lake, whatever it is right now, it's polluted. It's done. They might go ahead and put concrete inside of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because they keep that lake open right there. That's straight, you know what I'm saying, violation of Torah laws, Yah's laws, you know what I'm saying? And that's a curse. Straight up. Right.
All right, so we wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to one of the Morehs within the Torah community, Moreh Yeshiah. Okay, so if you happen to know him and you are familiar with his content, to include his books, family, definitely go onto his social media page, reach out to him, and take a gander amongst all the content that he has to offer. Okay, now me personally, I have read this wonderful book, no disrespect intended, okay, when I came into the Hebrew Torah community, right? And this book actually helped me transition as well as the late Moreh Yeshiah. So I just wanted to go ahead and give him props where props is due, because at times whenever you are going through things and you are using something to get you ahead or a step closer to righteousness, it's best to go ahead and give those people their flowers while they're here. Don't wait until Yah calls them home to do so, okay? All right, so that is something that I want to say. So this is a wonderful read, and he definitely has other books that you can also get on Amazon. And like I stated before, go to his content, okay, on YouTube. He has Hebrew teachings, history lessons, and other things as well that he's doing within the Torah community, okay? All right.
But family, for y'all, but we in this video, we need to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, drop a comment, you know what I'm saying? Anything y'all want us to react on, you know what I'm saying? Drop that in the comments and we'll get back with y'all on that. But this concludes Righteous Reactions, Season 2, Episode 4, From Good Works to Wicked Spirits.
God. We definitely want to see y'all doing more good stuff, though. Good stuff, okay?
Facts.
All right, now. We love y'all. Shalom, Bearcat.
Shalom, Bearcat.